Welcome back, Know It Alls. Thanks for listening to the show, and as always, give us some feedback about what we are doing so we can make sure you're having a good time listening to us.
Going on there.
Need a couple more camera angles. All I see is your face. I want to see your hoo-hoo.
Oh, you haven't seen my tank camera.
Yo, you have a tank camera. Nice. Just sitting under the desk.
Uh-huh. It's my upskirt shot.
Oh, yeah, I have one of those as well, but I don't have a tripod, so I pay one of the neighborhood kids to sit under the desk and hold the camera. I think I might get into trouble with that, but whatevs.
I am a tripod.
I wish.
And I invented a can of instant ass.
Mm.
Uh, nothing like a can of instant ass.
Yeah, it sounds like some of the stuff that happens when you go on a US road trip. I mean, just for you, it's just a road trip, but
Yeah.
your body's probably used to it, right?
Only if I take you to every greasy barbecue from here to Mississippi.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. As long as I can stop and get some ranch bugles and some barbecue sauce, I'm good.
Maybe some fruity pebble bars for dessert.
Yeah, if those fuckers are being able to be found. We have a
I
new it's so weird. Like we didn't have fruity pebbles here for the longest time, like 20 years, right? Like
yeah.
can't find them anywhere. They just don't exist. And then like 3 years ago, they brought the cocoa pebbles back. So I found a pallet at one of my grocery stores, and it was like $5 a box, but it's like a super small box. Like
Uh-huh.
you know the super small boxes of like Special K or like those granola cereals?
Yeah.
That's what it would come in. And it was like $5 for that. And I was like, I'm not paying $5 for that shit. Maybe if it was Fruity Pebbles, I would, but not the chocolate shit. And then last year they got them both back. And now it's 3 boxes for $10 at Walmart.
Holy crap.
So yeah, it's still expensive compared to what I can buy in the States.
Right.
But it's fucking awesome that I'm actually able to get Fruity Pebbles. And then 2 months ago they released a woman's special, like women empowerment Fruity Pebbles. So the box has all the female characters on it, and they're like purple berries. So it's a different flavored Fruity Pebbles. And I'm not going to tell you whether or not it's good or it's bad because I mailed a box to my mom because they couldn't get it down in the States.
Uh-huh.
And I know she listens to this, so I don't want this to be released.
Ah,
Let her know my opinion of the Fruity Pebbles before she gets a chance to try them.
okay.
But yeah, if you do want a box, I can mail you one. They still have them on shelves. If you're a big Fruity Pebbles fan. I don't know if you are.
I'm not a super crazy Fruity Pebbles fan, so
But those Pebbles
and
bars, how good were those fuckers?
uh those are great. I had enough female empowerment. I watched that last Magic Mike movie this weekend, so that
Hmm.
was more than enough female empowerment for me for the weekend,
So I got a question for you. Were you by yourself when you watched it, or were you watching it with a lady friend?
which is gayer.
Well, it's scary to watch it by yourself, but I'm not going to judge because
Then
I'm,
I watched it by myself because hey
oh,
man, I always go for the gayer angle.
yeah, always.
Always.
Yeah,
I double Dutch ruddered myself.
that's not
Let
even
me tell
fucking
you that
possible.
I don't know, but I gave it a go.
Fucking awesome.
I got it involved me, my hands, a broom handle, duct tape, a small
Someone walks in
poodle.
your room and it's like Jim from American Pie. You just feel so fucking awkward and useless, and you know you're gonna
Yeah,
get caught.
I'm kind of my whole thought is this is if you get caught and you're fucking the pie and you're close, do you finish?
Oh fuck yeah, you finish.
You're like, oh shit, pie.
I lock my door at night, so when I'm touching myself, my kids can't barge in on me. They're asleep. They're already
That's a
asleep.
plus. Yeah.
So I figured they're not going to wake up at the odd time. I mean, when their mama's here and we were doing the business, there's times the kid would just barge in at 2:30 in the morning. You're like, what the fuck? You're
And
trying to
mom's
cut.
trying to float away and I'm holding her down.
Yeah. Ah, so stupid. But yeah, so now I fear that. And even though no kid has barged in years, I still feel fear them walking in.
Well,
And I don't want to have to explain that to them.
no, no, you don't. You definitely don't want to have to explain that one. That's an awkward conversation to start off with, and to start it off that way makes it even more awkward.
No, I've already had to talk to kids about why and what the erection is that they're getting. Like just, and then I'm sure the mom had to deal with the daughter and her period because that's probably not a conversation that I should be, I don't know,
So I
attempting.
was gonna say your daughter's a teen now, right?
Oh yeah, 14.
Yes. Oh yeah. So she definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah.
She hasn't come to you and had that conversation in any way, shape, or form, has
No,
she?
no, but I know it's happened. Like I know that all that
Yeah.
is happening because mom
Yeah.
and I talk. And
I was
then
gonna say, do you have to buy stuff for her?
I will. I don't really care. I'm not
Yeah.
opposed to that.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, you know, but unless she's just having mom get it and get it from her.
No, if she tells me to go pick it up, I'll go pick it up. And then my kid, last week or the week before asked me what a lesbian was. I told you that, right?
Yeah, that was a
Like the
good one.
principal. Yeah, that
Y-
was
Yeah.
it's been a good couple weeks. Lesbians, periods, boners, fucking kids, man. I'm telling you.
And you could run for a Democratic office here in the States, you know?
There's no point in running over here because you're gonna lose anyway. Trudeau's gonna win all the time.
Yeah.
That's all he does. He's just a winner.
Man, thank God those climate forest arson fires are happening. Yeah.
He just donated five
Oh,
hundred
yeah.
million dollars to the Ukraine 2 days ago.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was only 375, but 500. Imagine what $500 million could do for Canadians.
That would be amazing.
I almost said Canadians. It's Canadians.
That's that's fine.
Isn't
But
that
yeah.
one of the RPG player games, a Canadian? Anyway, no.
Have
But
you
yeah.
seen what your government has donated to the Ukraine? Have you
Oh,
looked?
it's fucking obscenely sick and disgusting.
Yeah, it's billions, man.
Yeah.
Billions. Oh well.
Well, let's
Once
let's
again,
let's be honest. None of that money made it to the Ukraine. It made it to several people's bank accounts. It didn't make it to the
absolutely.
Ukraine. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, and
even
that
some
yeah,
people's bank
and
accounts not in the Ukraine.
and that disgusts me because I only need a couple 100,000 and I'd be free and clear.
Yeah. But
I'm cheap. They could get me cheap for a year.
yeah, but they don't want you to be free and clear.
I
Trust
know.
me.
I know that. They want me to be locked down in a slave state.
Yes, they do.
And that's why my goal is to break free. I gotta break free.
Well, you set up enough of those what do you call them? Poon can. What kind of camera you got? Webcam. What do
Oh,
you got? I don't remember.
perineum cam? What?
What cam did you have? Your double Dutch rudder cam under your desk?
That's a tank cam.
No, taint cam. So you just need to set up like 10, 15 of those in your room. Record yourself doing your self triple Dutch ruddering. Make sure you buy a lot of duct tape. Make sure
I
you
I,
lock that
I just
door.
I just need a bedroom full of like cute kittens with things for them to play on with like three or four live streams and just have advertisements
Oh,
every so often.
fuck
Fucking
yeah.
people would just watch the fuck out of that. Oh, cats.
It is so weird. I think we talked about this with calendars, didn't we?
I don't
No.
know. I don't think so.
I talked to somebody about Christmas calendars, and when you, I mean,
Oh yeah, I think so.
I don't buy calendars anymore. I just don't.
No.
Right? Occasionally I get them for free. I got a friend who works at a liquor store, so I get, a Budweiser calendar or, Labatt's Blue. It's all Dylan Mulvaney on every page.
Yeah,
Super,
yeah.
super awesome. And
Does he have the taint shot?
of course.
Taint man, taint woman.
But but when you go to those kiosks at the mall at Christmas time, 80% of the calendars are cat and dog calendars, and the other 20% are everything else.
Penguins,
And
dolphins.
it blows my fucking mind how many people want to go buy cat and dog calendars.
It blows me away half the things that exist anymore.
Yeah.
It really does. You know, I was laughing because I saw an ad like on Facebook feed for a Kickstarter for this botany board game, and
Okay.
I thought, who the fuck? Okay, botany board game. Oh, I collect the plant and blah blah blah. $2 million raised already.
Motherfucker. I'm doing it wrong.
I know. You know,
Like I
but
recorded with April last week
yeah.
and we were talking about being creative and stuff. And we're talking about tips and people getting tips. Like if you're like a YouTuber and you don't charge for anything, but you have a little tip button, you're like, oh, buy me a Starbucks gift card. So if you're putting out content like crazy, but you're not actually getting paid, people will be like, well, I kind of like this content. I want them to keep it up. So I'm going to buy them something. So people are throwing in, 5, 10, 15 bucks here and there. Pretty soon these people are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in gifts.
Right.
Right? Amazon gift card, Walmart gift card, Starbucks gift card. And I'm thinking, well, I mean, that would be fucking great to have that opportunity, but these people don't go to work. Like that is their job, that their fingers crossed, that's the job they are hoping to get. So they're just like creating content. Can you imagine if you had like how much time do you spend at work a day? 10 hours? 8 hours?
8 hours. Well, normally 8 hours. Yeah.
So you're working 40 hours a week?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine instead of going to work for those 40 hours a week, you create content for 40 hours a week and get paid the same money?
Well, it'd be nice. Yeah.
But you can't get to that point because you're so busy at work to pay your bills that when you get home, you don't have 8 hours in your day to create content. So you get a podcast, once a week. You get 45 minutes a week to be creative. And that's not going to fucking net you a nickel.
Right.
You're not going to get paid a dime. The only way to get paid is if you stop going to work and you do this full time.
Right. So basically, what you got to do is you got to make enough money, pay all your bills that you can afford a year of just covering your necessities and then just bust your ass on your new job.
Or you be a 12 or 13-year-old kid who has no bills to pay whatsoever, and your parents pay for your cell phone, and all you do is do stupid videos.
That's an option too.
Yeah, you're starting 30 years late. That's the problem.
Well, considering it didn't exist 30 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we're too late for that
I
fucking money
know.
train.
I know. But they're taking that money train away slowly but surely. People are having to find more and more ways to do things. Somebody was talking about how, compared to 2 years ago, their YouTube revenue is like a fifth of what it used to be because they keep cutting back on the percentage they pay or taking more of this,
Weird.
So,
Hmm.
so it's kind of hard to even really make it as a YouTuber, really, unless you're like really one of the top people. But I don't know, making a ton of money and just making enough money to survive is two different things. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you remember when you were a kid and you had all that free time and you just didn't really have a way to express yourself, so you're out doing stupid shit. Well, see, you could have been doing stupid shit on the internet and making money by now as a kid.
Yeah. That's definitely not going to happen because I don't have 8 hours a day to go fuck around.
Yeah,
I would love 8 hours a day to fuck. Fuck, man, I'd love 2 hours a day to fuck around. Just give me 2 hours a day to fuck around. It's like I walked in the door today, like 6:20, and my kid starts asking me all these questions. Oh, come see this, come do this. I'm like, can you just like I literally walked in the door and I have to start dinner because it's 6:30. By the time dinner's done, it's 7:30 and they're eating. 8 o'clock, they're gonna have a snack. 8:30, they're gonna have a shower. 9 o'clock, they're gonna go to bed. Like I don't have time to do anything at all. Just my time is fucking gone just because I have to go to work all fucking day. Yeah. Like
yeah.
you find when you get home you have time?
For me,
Yeah.
dude, I'm fucking doing laundry at like midnight and dishes at 1 o'clock in the morning. So, me
Just
trying to find time. I mean, I come home and because when I do that extra work, I get all sweaty and I don't know. There's something about it. I get kind of smelly, and it's not like the sweat smell. It's like something like the boxes or the parts and stuff, and musty maybe. I don't know, but I get kind of like this kind of sour smell, and so I can't go lay down in bed because it'll make my bed fucking foul. So I
yep.
have to, so I have to take a shower before I go to bed. And so here I am. I'm getting home at midnight, taking a shower, brushing my teeth. Sometimes I'm doing dishes because I don't want to do them early in the morning. Last thing I want to do in the morning is dishes, and yeah, I finally fall in bed around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I mean, so
What if you could brush your teeth and do your dishes while having a shower? Huh?
I don't know. I could tie into my double Dutch rudder and fuck, man.
Yeah, but duct tape in the
I'm
water.
like, I'm like, and that's how he brushes his teeth.
You got to set up video. Can you imagine people following that? That's what you do every day. You're doing dishes and eating and brushing your teeth while you're having a shower, and you just fucking record that. Someone would pay to watch that. That would be a fucking awesome stream to watch. Not as good as a bunch of cats walking around like they do.
I thought it'd be more fun of me taking some guy captured off the street, greasing up a raccoon, throwing him in a fenced in area, and telling him for me to let him go. He's got to fuck the coon.
You can't use those words though.
I know. He would have to have consensual intercourse with the raccoon.
That's right.
He's gonna get scratched up. That's all I got a feeling. So yeah, that would be fun. Oh, I got a big ass limb that fell on my roof too. So
A big, sorry, a big what?
big limb that fell on my
Oh,
roof. I
okay.
got to deal with. Not big enough that it damaged the roof, but big enough that it's like, okay, I got to haul that off of there because it's big. So
That sucks.
yeah, we only got one tree left. what was your invention you wanted to talk about this week?
Well, I don't have an invention. Oh,
Oh,
what I found online. Okay, yeah, yeah. No, I was reading something, and when I was reading about it, I was like, that's fucked up. And then I thought, like, wait, who invented that? Like, because I'm not going to tell you what it is that I want to talk about right now, but I want you to think about like twist ties, the little square plastic thing on the bread loaves, the little
yeah,
plastic things at the end of your shoelaces.
yeah.
Like, these are just things that you use every single day, but you don't really think about it. Like, do you ever think about the bread thing? You know, it's got the date on it or the best before date. Do you ever think about that?
No.
Somebody's got a patent for that. Somebody has a factory where they're just pumping out billions of these things and just making so much fucking money off it.
Oh, I know a person who knew the guy who invented something to do with fire, like fire alarms, like some kind of part of the patent for it. Dude was just fucking filthy rich.
Fire alarms, like your
Yeah,
smoke detector, or
like smoke detector type things. Yeah, he had some kind of patent about the tech, about the like the way they work, and so everybody has to license it from him to make smoke detectors or whatever. So I mean,
fuck me.
the dude just prints fucking money.
Well, I keep thinking like I work in the restaurant industry and I have for a long time, but I can't think of anything that would make my life easier that already isn't there. I think about it all the time. I keep. Have you ever seen? Have you ever gone to a Krispy Kreme and they have all those donuts on those metal racks on the wheels,
Yeah,
just
uh-huh.
trays and trays? So I have stuff like that at my business, and those trays always seem to crack and crumble in the corner. So they're made out of fiberglass, and as soon as they crack, it's a food safety issue because bacteria can get into the crack. You got to get rid of the tray. The trays are like
Right.
$18 a piece. When you crack
Uh-huh.
one, you're just like, wait, I just throw 18 bucks. Cool, that's awesome. But the reason they crack is because those wire racks that have the wheels, they have the racks they slide onto are perpendicular, like they're perfectly square.
Uh-huh.
And so the corner of your tray hits the corner of that slide and it just cracks it. But if that slide wasn't completely square and it was like on a 45-degree angle, like 2 inches back, and then it was like wide, you would never ever crack your tray. And the tray would always slide on it. So I'm just wondering if the company that owns the racks also owns the company that builds the wire shelving unit.
I don't know if they do, then they probably are happy that they're cracking.
Exactly. It's like you guys pay someone to take your recycling, right? So when you put your cardboard outside, a company takes it and you pay that fee. If I
Right.
my restaurant has a cardboard bin outside, I pay someone every 2 weeks to grab that cardboard and take it to wherever the fuck they take it. And then I'm thinking like, wait, I'm paying them to take cardboard. I'm only recycling out of the goodness of my heart. I don't need to recycle it. I can just throw the cardboard in the garbage. And then I know they've got to have a fucking cardboard box making company. Think about it. They charge me to take cardboard, and then they take that cardboard and they break it down into mush, and they form new boxes in the recycling of that cardboard.
Yep.
Why the fuck am I paying them to take it? Should they not be paying me for the product so that they can break it down and make it again and sell it?
It's all a racket, man. It's
I'm
all
just
a racket.
I'm just wondering why I recycle. I don't get why I'm recycling the cardboard. I should just throw it in the
Well,
garbage. Why should I pay a company to take it when I know for a fact they're making not just money off taking it from me, but they're making money off what they're doing with it after they take it from me?
well, half the time, a lot of that stuff that goes into recycle just goes to regular trash anyway. So you ever watch some of those investigative stories?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
I'm thinking that maybe it's probably best to invest in a recycle company and a box making company because they go hand in hand.
Well, hey, they do for your company, so
Well,
they big boxes,
yeah,
right? They do.
yeah, it's fucked up, right?
Yeah, boxes that they have to have certain people buy.
Hmm. Force them to buy, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, so
yeah,
back to like the subject at hand.
yeah.
So I'm thinking of
So,
little things like that. I was reading about Pablo Escobar. Have,
uh-huh.
have you ever watched Narcos?
No.
All right. You should watch Narcos. It's fucking awesome. But anyway, Pablo Escobar. This is just some interesting facts about him. So How much money do you think he would have in drug sales a week?
300 million.
Okay. 430 million. You're
Okay.
you're close, I guess, in the ballpark, right?
Yeah.
And so how much is that a year? 18 billion dollars in drug sales a year.
Yeah.
How much money do you think he lost due to water damage and rats eating his money? What percentage?
20%.
So he wrote off 10% a year in rats and water damage. That just fucking threw it away. $1.8 billion a year. Just like washed his hands and said, fuck it, don't care. Can you fucking just fathom that?
No. I was reading some shit talking about rich people and some of the things they have that you can't even contemplate. Like this one rich guy, he doesn't like to have to back his car up, so he has a thing in his garage. So when he pulls into his garage. When he comes back out, he just flips the switch and it rotates his car for him in the
Oh,
garage, so he can just drive out.
that's like the Michael Keaton Batman Batcave
Yeah,
from '89.
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
right. I was just like, how would you like to be able to just go, oh, that's nice, I want that, and
Well,
not
it's
even
like
fucking worry about it, you
yeah,
know?
it's like at a car dealership, the showroom, the car that's on the thing that spins, that's what he
Yeah,
has.
yeah. Or
That's
or
fucking
or
awesome.
or you're so rich that you have your yacht, your main yacht, then you have a smaller yacht that's just slightly smaller than yours. It hauls all your toys in it around with you.
Well, obviously.
Well, I don't mean
Obviously.
like our kind of toys, but I mean like jet skis,
Oh,
smaller
okay.
boats, all that kind of shit, hookers, whatever.
Oh yeah. All the good toys.
Where all the employees go to sleep at night and leave you on the boat with just your security crew.
Fucked up.
Can you imagine that? I mean, having a boat that's so big you have your own helipad on your fucking yacht.
Your yacht's yacht.
$1 million is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, honey, what do you want to do for dinner tonight? I don't know. You want to have our Michelin level chef make us something, or do you want to hop in the chopper and just go over to Monaco there tonight? Oh, let's just go to Monaco. Okay. Tell the helicopter pilot he's got to work today for his $10,000 a month or whatever the fuck.
It'd be pretty fucking awesome.
Well, I was reading something. It's like some people. I mean, they have so many houses. They have staff that they're like maybe at the house once a week. So, I mean, not once a week, once 1 week a month, a year, or like sometimes they're not at the house for a couple of years. But they always have full-time staff there. So basically, the full-time staff basically has this house and runs it and makes sure it's always ready in case you show up. But you never show up, so they just have the house to themselves. I mean,
I was thinking about that, like winning massive amounts of lottery and the morons that buy big houses and big houses and big houses, like you can only sleep in one at a time. Like
right.
why do you have these? Uh yeah, if you're never going to be in it and you're paying people to like landscape it and sweep and mop, like what are you doing? You're literally just paying for them to do nothing.
Make work, basically.
And I kind of want that job. If there's a
Yeah.
celebrity out there that wants to pay me to cook for you when you're not there, that's me. I'm your guy, right?
Yeah.
I'll be your pool boy and garden guy and lawn mowing guy and window washing guy.
Right.
That's fucked
Basically,
up.
you'll just take care of a house. Yeah. Like this one was talking about how like they basically pay a person like $75,000 a year and they live in the house and they're just there to walk the dogs and like occasionally do shit for their dogs. That's it. Just like $75,000 just to
So you're getting
play.
paid, but you're
Uh-huh.
also not paying rent,
Yeah, and you're not paying rent. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
paying bills, not paying
Or
utilities.
food. Yeah, and they're fed.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
man. I don't want to be a Walmart greeter anymore. That's what I want. Right there. That's the job.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, back to Pablo
Yeah.
Escobar. The thing I was reading about was rubber bands.
Oh
Because
shit.
right?
That's a lot of rubber bands.
Yeah, well, there's a number on it. Like his brother actually sat down to talk to confirm the rumor, and the rumor was true. $2,500 US a month were spent on rubber bands to stack money together.
Huh.
25. You go to the dollar store, you buy a pack of like 100 rubber bands for like 99 cents. Can you
Right.
imagine $2,500 worth of rubber bands a month? And then you're just
I
throwing away 10% of the shit that you.
I just want to find a house that somebody forgot that, hey, that wall has a million, like, it's like just full of cash. And I decided to hang up a picture and I'm like, why is there like dollar bills falling out of here? and that they forgot. Because there has to be that. There has to be.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There has to be places with like 30-year-old cash just sitting there in the between the wall.
Well, there's people that do renos that find like
Oh yeah,
comics from the 30s, baseball cards that they use as insulation in between the walls.
yeah,
Like what the fuck? Like newspapers and comic books.
yeah,
Ooh, Superman #1. We found it
yeah,
here. Pretty good
yeah.
condition. It's worth $185,000.
Hmm.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ugh. I've got nothing in my house that's going to be left behind like that. Nothing hidden in a wall. It's weird what people do. It's just fucking odd.
Yes, it is.
So anyway, I was thinking about rubber bands. I was like, wow, those
Uh-huh.
things, they're everywhere. Like I use rubber bands every day and I don't think about it. I've got
Right.
long hair. I use like a rubber band. Well, I mean, not a rubber one, but yeah, right in front of you, exactly.
Yeah.
But a hair one, and those are made out of
Right.
rubber. And like,
Yeah.
when the fuck did this stuff happen?
Yeah. So you decided to look it up.
I did. So I went down the rabbit hole of rubber bands, and I read a whole bunch of stuff, and I rewrote it like I was writing like I was writing a paper for school. So I'm gonna read it to you, and I want you to be marveled on how rubber bands came to be.
Okay.
And there's some famous names in here as well for today's age. Like today's day and age, there's famous people in this rubber band story. Which, can you think of anybody who makes rubber bands? Are there any names? No, you just buy the ones from Staples, right? You don't even think about it.
Right.
Okay, so
I don't know, but now I want to buy like a velvet lined box or rubber bands with like a bow on it. Be like, your rubber bands, sir.
so our known history of rubber bands goes back to the 1400s. Now think about that. Before your country was a country, there was rubber. Experts believe it began in Mexico and Central America when ancient civilizations harvested latex from rubber trees. Then they mixed it with juice from morning glory vines to make it less brittle, thus making it easier to shape, making it stronger, and making it waterproof. The Mayans, Olmecs, and Aztecs all used this rubber to make everyday items like shoes and balls for their sporting events. And the balls for their sporting events are where the European explorers were marveled. So they came to the Americas, they were intrigued by these things as they had never seen rubber before. Many of them took rubber goods back home to their trips to Europe. However, it would be hundreds of years later when they actually learned how to make usable rubber of their own. So can you imagine, like, for 400 years, you're just like harvesting rubber shit from the Americas and bringing it to Europe without even thinking like, well, can we make this? Like, can we plant these trees? Can we? They just didn't fucking do it. They just carried it with them. It's a little
Right.
fucked up. You would figure that they would plant this shit and try and do it themselves because they watched all the Aztecs and stuff do it. So, the first rubber band that was created was by a guy named Thomas Hancock. Hancock, genius.
Yes.
So he made the first known rubber band in England in 1843, and he only did it by slicing a rubber bottle that came from the Americas. So he just sliced it like little bit by little bit, like little bit, and he had rubber bands. It wasn't stretchy, it wasn't bouncy, but it was a start. And then 2 years later, Stephen Perry improved the creation through a process called vulcanization,
What the fuck
which
would you do if you just had a piece of rubber that didn't stretch or just anything? Just like, oh, I mean, what would you do with that?
I don't know. I mean, somebody saw it and thought, wait a minute, should we not be able to stretch this? We can use this if we could stretch it.
I've,
So
I've
this
said that. I've said that about many things.
mine doesn't get any bigger, so it is what it is. But yeah, so vulcanization
Yes.
was developed by an American named Charles Goodyear. Huh?
Oh,
Huh?
yeah.
All right. So the process involves heating rubber and sulfur. This creates a more durable and usable form of the material. The contributions of all three of these inventors led to the rubber bands we use today. And yep, Charles Goodyear is the one and the same, the dude whose name appears on tires and the blimp. And he only discovered it by fucking accident by dropping India rubber and sulfur onto a hot stove. Boom, vulcanized rubber, which led to thousands of uses. So another accidental fucking discovery.
Right.
Yeah. And I thought vulcanized, I was like, ooh, like Spock from Star Trek? But apparently it has nothing to do with Spock from Star Trek, which is disappointing.
Well, I will just say this. I will send out a shout out to all the nameless dead guys who thought, that looks interesting. Can I eat that? No, it turns out you can't eat that because it's poisonous. Because for pretty much everything out there that we're like, no, that's poisonous. There's somebody that started that chain off and was,
Oh yeah. So do you think he tasted the rubber before he turned it into a rubber band?
I don't know,
He
on the
was just like,
stove.
huh, I wonder what this tastes like.
I'm sure it smelled nasty as hell.
But it came from a tree, right?
Yeah, but he dropped the rubber and sulfur on a stove. What do you think that smelled like?
Like a fart and somebody peeling out, somebody doing Tokyo drift while lighting a match.
That's wrong. Yeah, I
So
don't know. But the thing is that's it's a pretty lucrative oopsie,
yeah, and
you know.
later on, the man with the last name of Dunlop
Ah,
also was involved with rubber making,
yeah.
strangely enough. And when I was looking at it, I thought it was Hankook. No, it's Hancock because Hankook is another tire brand.
Uh
But the British guy was Hancock, which is I think much sexier. I'd rather be known as a cock than a kook any day of the week.
well, yeah. Unless you're a kooky cock or a
Yeah,
cocky kook.
a cocky kook, that's okay.
A cockney kook? That's
Yeah.
that's Northern England. Hi, Gov.
So then I was thinking about Vulcan.
Uh,
Are you a Trekkie at all?
a little bit. I mean, I know enough about it, sort
So
of.
it's Spock's home planet, and I live in Alberta. And one of the coolest things I found out is there's a town out here called Vulcan, and they set up a Star Trek like visitor center, and they built a replica of the USS Enterprise from Star Trek 5. So in the town here, there's a fucking Star Trek shit. And it turns out Leonard Nimoy came out here for the inauguration, which obviously he can't do that anymore because he's dead. But
Right.
yeah, how fucked up is that? Like, not too far away from where I live, there's a town called Vulcan. There's a fucking Starship Enterprise hoisted up on a fucking pedestal. That's
That,
fucked up.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It'd be even cooler is if you got a picture of a moose riding the Enterprise.
That'd be awesome.
It would be.
You know what else is cool? Do you remember JoeCon? And there's not many girls there, right? You can agree with
Right.
me.
Yeah.
Not many
Eh,
girls.
No.
And
Yeah,
the
Joe Fest was this weekend.
so
You
yeah,
miss it?
no, not at all. Uh,
Yeah.
not at all. But for the girls, there's one hot one and then three not hot ones, and then you're like, wow, there's only four girls here this whole weekend. There was
Yeah.
one girl that went to a bunch of the later ones, and she was pretty hot. Not as hot as the girl that did the cosplay and like the three
Uh,
different costumes every year. She was like
yeah.
drop dead gorgeous, but this girl was pretty hot. But I was looking through some bins of GI Joe toys, and she like bent over in front of me to look for stuff, and her shirt came up a little bit on the back, and I saw a tramp stamp, which those of you who don't know, that's a tattoo on the lower back, like above the backbone. Anyway, I'm just checking it out. I'm like, on a girl, that's probably one of the coolest things I've first of all, she's at a GI Joe convention, so I already know that she's not cool. But in my head, I think like, wow, you're cool to me because I'm a nerd and she's a nerd. Her fucking tattoo said NCC-1701. And I, I, I
Uh,
just I just couldn't believe that this attractive girl got a fucking Star Trek tattoo as a tramp stamp.
I just want to know if when she's being mounted from behind, he had to talk like this. Oh, give it to me.
I think she'd probably get off of that.
He probably would.
But I mean, those days are long gone. You're never going to see her again.
No, no.
Unless she's at Joe Fest. I mean,
She's been locked down, man. She's got some other geek that she's got locked down. Her and them are making little geeks together. So good for
uh,
them.
so I need to ask about Magic Mike. So you've seen all of them now?
How many are there? Is there
Nah,
three? Is
there's
there?
three.
Well, there's one. Yeah, I've seen one and two and three. Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen. I'm not opposed to watch them. I've never got around to it. What are your thoughts? Does it make you feel like less of a man because you don't have bodies like they do? Like
No, for me, I just look at it and I go, the next woman that ever tells me that men objectify women, and I'm like, yeah, well, you objectify men just as much, so don't throw that crap my way. Yeah, I was just kind of irritated on how feminist Magic Mike 3 was. It was over the top. It was very obvious. The kind of things like, oh, women can do anything and blah blah blah. You're so strong and
so that they're talking to women, telling them how strong they are.
well, it, it- you know, uh, Tatum Channing or Channing Tatum, whatever the fuck his name is, Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, he's like the title character, but like the other main character is Salma Hayek, who is playing in the middle of a divorce rich woman, and of course her and her husband didn't have their own kids. They adopted a African American girl.
Yeah.
So I mean, so of course they have they got to have, so the old stodgy white guy is an asshole.
Obviously.
The divorcing hot Latina woman, i.e. Selma Hayek, is hot, and of course, the young adopted girl is precocious and cute and smart, and oh, she's so intelligent because she's whatever, and it's just. And then they throw in all the hot dudes for all the women to ogle, and it's just very much a very feminist film. So
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but when they push it, you want. I mean, you went in watching it because you wanted to watch a bunch of hot dudes strip. Did you get that? I mean, that's why you went to watch it, right? No.
no,
Oh
no, I
shit.
watched it. I watched it for the story.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
But you hated the story.
no, the story. Well, I actually did kind of hate the story. I didn't know what it was really about. I knew that she hired him to do something, and so yeah, I mean, it was definitely a woman fantasy movie. Somehow, I don't think I was probably the target audience.
Yeah, no, I don't think you were. I'm pretty sure the first one and the second one were also women targeted movies. I don't think you and I are the clientele that they want to see
No,
lined up
no,
on
no,
Friday
no,
opening night.
no, probably not. Oh, hey, look, there's the 50-year-old balding, overweight male demographic that we're going for.
So yeah, I don't want to judge your movie watching, your choice in movie watching, because I watch so much fucking shit, so many movies. A lot of them are questionable, but like, what what drove you to it? Because you've seen all of them now, right? I haven't seen any of them, and not that I wouldn't, because I will. I'll watch any movie. I fucking love movies. But
Um,
did you just
why?
want to finish the trilogy?
Yeah, I guess it was just a library rental, so it was free, Uh, I didn't know the storyline at all. And Selma Hayek's kind of hot, but there's
Kinda
some,
hot.
yeah, she's kind of hot, even
You
even for her age.
you sound kind of gay if you think she's kind of hot.
And she was hotter when she was younger, but yeah.
Well, I mean, most women are. Guys are the
Yeah.
ones that age like silver foxes.
Yeah, we are. That's because I mean, even though we're losing our main hormone, ours doesn't get cut off like a spigot. I never really understood that until I got older, until I understood how hormones worked, why women went from basically looking more one way to all of a sudden looking like, hey, my name's Esther.
Well,
Sorry,
that's kind
ladies.
of.
Sorry, ladies. Don't blame me. Blame God. I'm not in charge of evolutionary design.
I'm not gonna lie. When you talk like that, it sounds kind of hot. I would love a woman
Uh,
to. Yeah,
double Dutch rudder.
there we go. Almost as sexy as the chick from Monsters Inc. Move along, nothing to see here.
Oh God. The one that looks like she's about ready to have emphysema.
All right, Winkowski, move along. Pretty fucking awesome. When's the last time you went to Disneyland?
I don't know if I've ever been to Disneyland. I've been to Disney World. I think I've been to Disneyland once, maybe.
Did you ever go on the Monsters Inc. ride? I don't remember if they have it at Disneyland.
No, no.
So the ride is a cute little, minute and a half long. It just takes you through the Monsters Inc. story really, really fast.
Yeah,
And when you get to the end ride, that girl with the beehive hair, that slug with the glasses and
yeah.
there's an animatronic of her like watching you as you exit the ride and you're about to like park the car and get out. And there's somebody who's controlling what it says because they single out people. It's like, all right, you with the long hair and the two kids, I see you eyeballing me. And I'm looking as like, I'm the one with the long hair and the two kids. This is really, really weird. I mean, you with the orange shirt, get off the ride. You're not welcome anymore.
They never tell you the story about what happened to Monsters Inc. when they came back to check on her when she was like 14 and her boyfriend is over at the house.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Hey, Mikey. He just stepped back in the door and shut it behind him quietly.
But how awesome it would be if her nickname for her boyfriend was Kitty.
Haven't you ever seen any? There's there's a like a skit of like of that's why I said that is because there's a skit like a like a cartoon thing about them going into like surprise her and she's like riding this guy from behind and she's and all you can see is her hair and like her naked back and she says, "Want to see my kitty?"
So awesome.
Yeah.
Some people have much more of imagination than I do, or they're just better at it.
I don't know, but now I want to find a hot girl that wants me to cosplay as Sully and we're gonna do the furry thing.
You know what pisses me off is tomorrow there's a new McDonald's meal, but it's not in Canada. So you fuckers in the States get it. It's Grimace's birthday.
Oh yeah?
So it's just like a regular nuggets, fries, and drink meal, but the drink is a purple berry milkshake.
Okay.
You don't like purple like field berries?
No,
Oh,
I like processed goy slop.
oh, all right. All right. Well, I guess you're not gonna go try the Grimace meal for me then.
No, probably not. Although, you know what I did go to today? I went to Whataburger in Kansas City finally.
I've had Whataburger.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah, I almost got me one of those Dr. Pepper shakes.
and you didn't do it.
I didn't do it, no. But I tell you what I did do. I spent 40 minutes in a fucking to-go line. That was
Yeah.
fucking suck ass. And I decided that Whataburger's just not worth it, even when it's down the street to wait 40 minutes.
No, no way. There's almost like I love In and Out. I wouldn't wait 40 minutes. I would just go somewhere else. And I love
Well,
In and Out.
you're
I love five
trapped once you're in there.
I
So,
love Five Guys. I'm not gonna wait 40 minutes for a Five Guys burger if I can go get something else.
oh, I thought you were gonna talk about waiting for five guys for
Oh
something
no, fuck.
else.
I would wait years for Five Guys.
Oh,
Like
if you're a hot looking girl, you don't have to wait at all. You just go down to Quick Trip and you pick up five right there and you're good to go.
I just want the guys from Magic Mike.
You know, the only person who was actually in that last Magic Mike movie who was in the previous, well, okay, there were some little cameos, but like none of the other people are in it because they're all old as fuck now, and so that they had a bunch of all new hot young dancers in the movie, except for Magic Mike, who yeah, he does dance a little bit in it, but for the most part, he's a director. He like directs the strip show. He's like
Okay.
moved into management.
Well,
Yeah,
what's his body like? Is it still super fucking hot?
he's very healthy.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's very healthy.
He's very healthy. He's very healthy. He can fucking hang off a goddamn fucking like holding onto a fucking pull-up bar and do like just like hold his body there and do like undulations to fucking Salma Hayek's face. I'm like, yeah, he's healthy.
Well,
Not
now
like not like just like loosely like swinging. He's like holding himself like rigid and like undulating with like purpose. Okay. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
to me
fucking
it's
the amount of arm strength and ab strength is just holy shit. It does make me rather envious.
I think there's an ulterior motive as to why you watch the movie. It sounds like it.
I'm not gonna lie, the man's got moves like Jagger.
Ah, yes, he does. But he's hot. Um, Jagger's just
Somehow I don't know that he'd be the most intellectually stimulating conversationalist though. I
oh,
bet he couldn't. I bet he
that's what
couldn't
you
talk
want.
about. I bet he couldn't talk about Joe's.
I bet you he couldn't talk about vulcanized rubber
Probably not.
or double Dutch rudders.
But you know what he probably could, Dan, talk about? All the hot women that he's fucking banged over the years by being Channing Tatum.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was
look at his ex-wife.
Jenna, fucking
Yeah,
hot. My
yeah.
God. I'd pay.
Speaking of Jenna's, did you see Jenna Jameson married somebody lawless, some woman podcaster? So she's gone to play for the infield.
Wasn't she married to a UFC fighter at one point?
Yeah, she's been married to a couple different dudes.
Man, she used to be so hot, and I saw a recent picture of her, and it's like, wow,
The
wow. Like,
wall, the wall
oh,
is undefeated, Clay.
there's the spigot, right? Just you're hot,
Look,
you're hot, you're Jenna Jameson, you're hot, you're hot. Okay, you're gross.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm, that's too
Yeah,
bad.
that happens to the best of them, you know. I mean, unless you're like, God, what was it, Sophia Loren or Raquel Welch? Even when they were older, they were still hot.
Like I would follow Barbara Eden's career. Like I Dream of Jeannie, when she was like fucking
She's
60, 70, she's hot.
she's still alive, I think.
Is she?
If she's 92, you might break her hip, but you got a shot, Clay.
Barbara Eden's still alive? I
I
didn't know
think
that.
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty certain. I think she is.
Do you think she would call me master if I asked? She is alive.
She's like 93 or
She's
something, I bet.
91.
Yeah.
Jesus. I wonder if she's still hot.
She's the last, of course, actress from I Dream of Jeannie. You know, if anybody that was in I Dream of Jeannie is still alive.
Well, I mean, here you go.
Yeah.
91. I would tap her just out of principle.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously with consent. Not that she could stop me. She's 91. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It's true.
I mean, I'm not condoning.
Here's a question for you.
That's not what I'm saying.
Do you think she still has sex?
I hope so.
Yeah. I think her husband's probably dead, but let's see here.
Maybe she fucked him to death.
Nope. She's married. She got married in 1991 to her third husband,
Oh,
John Eichholz.
third time's a charm, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah.
It's weird. We go from rubber bands to I Dream of Jeannie. Like, you would never, ever guess when you start listening to that episode. You're like, wow, this is easily going to go into rubber bands. And then I see the trajectory straight to Barbara Eden. This totally makes sense. A couple detours about Magic Mike and Charles's homosexual desires for such a hot man, which that's okay, dude. Like, it's fine. Right?
Well, yeah.
If
Okay.
Chris Hemsworth walked in here, pointed at me, and said, "Don't just look at it, suck it," I would, because it's fucking Chris Hemsworth. How could you say no? How could you? You couldn't.
The funniest thing about that would be if he was just pranking you to see if you'd do it.
Yeah, but if I would,
and you'd start, and you'd pull it away like, "Ooh, gross! I was just kidding, dude." Jesus.
or I'm sure after I do it for a couple seconds, he's gonna be like, "This guy knows what he's doing," which I'll be like, "It's my first time, bro." Like, but I'm a dude. I know what dudes like.
All I can think of is fucking Tropic Thunder. He goes, "I'll work the shaft and I'll tickle the balls. Just let me loose from the tree." Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Give me that gravy.
All right, Mr. Hemsworth.
Time for the creamer. Yeah. Chris Hemsworth is a healthy man.
There you go. I think that's
gonna be my new thing. He's a healthy specimen, isn't he? You don't know if I want to have sex with them or like tie him up and like pickle their brain in a jar. Igor, he's a healthy specimen, or Chad, he's a healthy specimen.
Should that be the title of the episode? He's a healthy specimen?
He's a healthy specimen. Yes. Yeah, you don't know where that one's gonna go.
Or magical Mike?
Magic Mike, the healthy specimen.
Last week's recording, we talked about April and I talked about tipping and where it came from, tips, and how it's viewed over the world and stuff. And then I thought that the perfect title for that episode is Just the Tip.
Yeah,
it's fucking perfect.
Uh-huh.
And then there was nothing about the tip in it.
Right, of course not.
So people are going to be disappointed. They're going to see the title and be like, "Oh, he's just talking out of his ass again. Talking about wieners, double Dutch rudders, the usual."
Yeah, the greatest hits. It's the greatest hits, man.
We should have an
specimens
called The Greatest Hits, and just
see
the double Dutch rudder episode. Just all the times we talked about it into like a 4-hour long episode.
Just about double Dutch rudders.
That's it.
Historically speaking, the first double Dutch rudder was invented in 1762 by Olaf and Sven.
Oh shit!
What?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Who were? You lost my train of thought. Were stuck on a deserted island near the Baltic Sea, and one day Olaf said to Sven, "We're not getting any younger here, Sven, but I'm not gay. How about we do this?"
Of course.
And that is how the double Dutch rudder was invented. Incidentally, Sven had watched an episode of a milkmaid working to churn in the butter the week before and was very into the idea.
What if Sven thought, this guy talks a lot about double Dutch rudders, and he talks a lot about Magic Mike. I think there might be more to this. There might be more to this. Would you feel that resonates? Like that hits home? That hits hard?
Not really. The thing is, though, it's like it's not like anything like that's really bothered me because we've talked on other episodes about my involvement with the swinging scene, so it's not like I haven't had healthy specimens in the wild. So
have you had a healthy specimen?
It sounds like a special delivery right there. It's like a hot Ralph. He gave me a healthy specimen. Ooh, it was a healthy specimen.
Healthy specimen. In your swinging days, have you ever had a healthy specimen inside the same hole that you were in with your wieners rubbing together?
No, no. I'm not built well enough for that.
How about one in each hole? Like you were in the front door and somebody else is in the back door.
No, nope, never did that either.
Do you think you're missing out on part of the swing scene?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't care anymore, of course, but uh if I was a young, vigorous, healthy specimen, I might have participated in something like that. But
So,
I was more like the warm up guy and the comic relief for most of my action. Hey, you already gotten yours. Let's do some soft shoe while we're nailing this hot blonde for a while. Okay. I'll stand
all
over
right,
here. I'll stand over here and do jokes and watch. All right.
you're like the fluffer, the fluff boy. Just keep it going. That's your job, just to make sure everybody is
That,
content.
that's right. Poppers, Coke, anybody? And I do mean Coca-Cola, not cocaine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, unless it's Hunter Biden's party, and then yeah, it's absolutely cocaine.
Well, I mean, we were talking about Pablo Escobar, so it would be on par for
Yeah,
the course if you talked about cocaine.
I don't know, but I do want to now. I want to bang a Colombian woman. So
Hmm. I know two of them.
yeah,
Well, they're friends, or yeah, one's an ex-employee, one's an ex-coworker, and they're both the sister of a friend of mine. So,
uh,
but only two. They're both happily married with children and stuff. So I don't think you have a chance unless you all lived out here on the prairies, because then
yeah.
it's like open season for cheating out here. So if
Is
you
it
all live,
really?
oh, that's all it is. All the
Oh,
guys are working out on work camp on the
uh-huh.
rigs. So the wives are at home alone. They get lonely. The guys get lonely. The guys spend their money on fucking drugs and hookers, beer. The women are just like, I'm so lonely. My boyfriend's not here. So they find somebody else who fucks them, and it's terrible. Like out here, there's so much disgusting.
That's just not right.
There shouldn't be people having children out here because it's just ripping families apart. It's fucked up. It's like fucking terrible out here.
Do you think there should even be towns out there?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, it would probably be better if there weren't all these camps and there were actual towns. That way your family could live there instead of one
Right.
of them living here and one of them living 5 hours away. But
Yeah,
then,
that
then those towns are just shut down, right? Once the oil's gone out of that area, that town will just
right.
become a ghost town. So I guess it's probably better the way it is.
Well, I mean, look what happened to the American West. How many ghost towns were there at one time there? People would move there, they'd discover a mine of like gold or tin or silver, and they'd mine it until it was gone. And then once it was gone, the town would just dry up, and within a few years was just history.
Yeah.
But of course, they just leave the town there.
I'm probably not the best person to, be in charge of building towns.
Well, I don't know. Thank God you've got the brain trust in charge up there. So,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
he's on board. He knows what's up, right?
yeah. Oh, he totally knows what's up.
He's got it under control.
I mean, it might be up his ass, but he knows what's up.
Yeah.
I love how there was a recent statistic that they had to fact check about. Somebody said some dumb comment about like some number about thousands of people with the maid, the assisted whatever they call it, it's maid, up there in Canada, the assisted suicide,
Yeah, yeah.
the assisted self termination, and they're like, no, this is an incorrect fact. And they're like, it's only like 2 or 3% of the total of deaths or whatever. I'm like, that's like fucking 12,000 people a year committing suicide. That's quite a few. That's, I mean, help with assisted suicide. That's quite a few.
Yeah, but I mean it's their choice. We went through this before, didn't we? There's a bunch of boxes that need to be checked before they're willing to help you out.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like terminal disease is one of them, right?
right.
And
Or you
extreme old age.
request a stair lift and they say, have you suggested suicide? You
Yeah.
hear about that case? Yeah.
No.
I need yeah, it's up in Canada. She was like trying to find out about getting a stair lift or whatever, and they sent her some kind of pamphlet about, have you considered suicide? I'm like, man, that escalated quickly. Fuck your stair lift.
Yeah.
Have you tried offing yourself? Well, I will if I try to walk down those stairs without a stair lift.
Well, the stair lift does cost a lot more money than a couple of little drugs being shoved into you. Think about all the money they'd save.
And you just have a healthy specimen deliver it for them.
Yeah, that's what you need. Nothing but healthy
That's
specimens.
gonna be the name of like my fucking gigolo service that I
Oh,
start in Miami. It's gonna be called Healthy Specimen. Would you like a healthy specimen special delivery at your location? Call 1-800-HEALTHY.
It's your autobiography title,
Uh,
The
um,
Healthy Specimen.
See, healthy specimen is like the female version of us saying a future prospect. See, it's a healthy specimen. So
Except,
if you have a healthy specimen getting together with a future prospect, well, that right there would be pedophilia.
well, yeah,
But
the future prospect is like a
let's
girl
go
under
with the
the age of
prospects.
16.
Yeah, the future prospects are still off the playing field.
But
They
so are
gotta.
prospects when you think about it. Prospects barely reach the 18-year age. At that point, they're old ladies. You don't want them
Oh,
anymore.
I like it when they're just hitting the recruit stage.
Oh, fucking terrible.
I like it when the stuff's. I like. Okay, that's gonna go too far. I was gonna say I just like it when it's so fresh. It's like you just want to get out the peaches, you
Mm.
know. You just want to bust out the creme de la fresh,
I liked
fresh.
it. I liked when we found that Prospect Ave or Prospect Road in
Yeah,
Colorado.
yeah.
That was
I was
fucking
thinking
awesome.
that.
It's so
I was like,
weird that we were just talking about that weekend, and then lo and behold, the next day, Prospect Avenue. We're like, huh, interesting.
didn't
It's
we go
like
to
the
Taco Bell on Prospect Avenue? Was that what it was?
pink
Uh,
taco stand, Prospect Avenue.
Weber Grill.
Were you there when I took a picture of Weber Grill?
Yes, yeah, I was there with
That
you
was
when you took
Indianapolis, right?
yeah, and the grill was hanging outside of the wall of the building.
Yeah, you're like, why the fuck are you taking a picture
Yeah,
of a barbecue? I was like, oh, my friend Weber will love it.
yeah.
Oh, and then we saw that like 2010 Camaro on those like 30-inch rims parked in front of the restaurant.
Oh
It,
yeah.
it, it was like a 30-inch rim that the car was so high off the ground, and he had
Oh, I
these
remember that. Oh yeah.
wire rims, and the car was like all weirdly metallic and like a fish, like it was like mutating like a rainbow, like blue to red to green. You're like, who the fuck drives that? Right? Who who
Then
gets
Dennis and
thir-
then Dennis Rodman comes walking out of the building.
and then much respect, and that's okay. It's
Yeah,
understandable.
yeah, yeah. That was pretty trippy.
Did you watch the movie Air? I know you said Rodman, but I was thinking about the movie Air.
No, I haven't seen that. No.
It's fucking awesome. I watched it 2 weeks ago. It's fucking great. And then I watched Ford versus Ferrari last night.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
I'm not into cars and stuff. So
Christian Bale did a really good job on that. Well, I think everybody did, but I mean, he did a really good job as the racer.
yeah, no, it was a great movie, and I'm not into cars, so it held my attention for I think it's 2.5 hours, which is long
It was,
for a movie where almost nothing happens really.
yeah. The whole ending to it really tore me up, though. I'm thinking about you corporate fucking pieces of
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, I think about
Yeah,
corporate shit all the time. Fucking
yeah,
retards everywhere. Fucking morons,
yeah.
right?
Them fuckers. Yeah, I was a little sad. I didn't know anything about the story at all.
Neither
You
did I.
know. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, could you coast in so that you both come across at the same time? It's like, fuck
what
you.
does it matter to you? The first three
Yeah.
people win. Like, why does it matter? I think it would be better to have you hold first, you hold second, you hold third,
Hmm.
right? Like, whatever. I'm not a corporate
Yeah.
person, so
I know.
I don't have that
So
mindset.
sounds like something a marketing department full of airheads would come up with, even in the 50s.
Well, at least they have air in their heads. I know a couple of marketing departments that I think the air is gone as well. I'm not.
Is it helium?
No. That's
Uh,
too expensive.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, they would do that, but then they'd bill me for it. So
Yeah.
I would rather not talk about
No. We'll
corporate
move on from
politics
there.
because
Yeah.
I
What were we talking about before that? We're talking about prospects. So yeah.
yeah, I don't think we're talking about prospects or future
Yeah, either.
prospects either.
Uh, yeah.
Okay, just in case people are still listening,
Yes, we're just rambling at this point.
prospects are it's a word that somebody I used to know would use to describe a girl who is between the ages of 16 and 18. And he was 17, so it's okay for him to say it, but he would call them prospects. And then these really young girls came into where we were, and he's like, "Ooh, look!" I go, "Let me guess, prospects." And I turned around and I saw that they were like 12 and 13. He's like, "No, that's disgusting. They're future prospects." Oh, I lost my shit. It's hilarious.
Or in some states in the South here, prospects,
Wife material.
wife material. Is that your sister wife? Yes. That works both in Utah and in Alabama.
Is that fucked up?
That's I told you that I have relatives that are Mormons, right? So like my like well, my great grandfather, he died, but my great grandmother, like, remarried, so, and moved to Utah because my third great grandfather was a bodyguard for Joseph Smith.
Okay, yeah, I remember
Yeah,
you mentioned that, but
yeah,
I don't remember. So
yeah, so,
relatives?
yeah. So I mean, I've got relatives that are Mormons that are, in Utah.
Okay, but
I,
how
I
does this
don't I
lead
don't
to
know them. What has this lead to what?
uh
Prospects?
well, yeah, either prospects or incest, one of the two.
I'm talking about sister wives. I said sister
Oh,
wife. It's a term that'll work either in Utah or Alabama.
okay. I was thinking like sister aunt, like like a dunkle.
So,
He's
so
my
here's
he's my
here's
dad and my uncle.
yeah. We went to see this comedian here in Kansas City, and I went with at my time, but my second wife and her brother. And the way we were sitting, they were like, she was kind of in the middle, so he's on one side, I was on the other. And the guy looks down at him and goes, "Is that your wife?" And he just gets all indignant. He goes, "That's my sister." And he said it with the accent and everything because they're from Southern Missouri, and it was just fucking hilarious. That's my sister. I said, "No, that's my wife."
My sister and my wife. Just,
That's right.
give him some stuff to work with. Give him some
Exactly.
material.
Yeah, sister wife. That's right. I don't know. I don't know about this. I wouldn't want to have multiple wives. I don't think. I think that would be too much work.
Yeah, I guess so, unless you had separate houses for them to live in.
Exactly.
If you're all living in the same house and then they start to sync together, it's bad enough for a couple days. Do you really want two or three of them?
I watched that TV series on Show. I think it was Showtime. It was called Big Love. Did you ever hear that show?
I know what it is, but I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
it had Bill Pullman was the main character in it, and so he had three wives and he had three houses, and basically he bought three houses next door to each other, and he put up privacy fences, like, in the front, like each one, and
Yeah,
then in the back it was a privacy fence, but there was no privacy fences in between them, so it was like a big fenced in yard for all three houses, right? And
yeah,
so nobody could see in there or see that they weren't split up, and so he had it set up to make it look like he was there and married to like his first wife, right? And
yeah.
then he had another house, and and they were both like single moms whose husbands had left them, right? Because he was hiding the polygamy, so it wasn't like completely obvious. But everybody's kids that were all the kids were all his. It was just different wives. And so his main house and which is his first house with his first wife, and so they were different ages. So he had like his like 50-year-old or so wife, his like mid 30ish or so wife, and then his newest wife, which was played by what's her name, Chloe Schveigny or whatever, the one that was in the kids movie
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
yeah, about. She was like the youngest wife, and so like by season three, he was looking for a fourth wife, and they're all kind of
As you do
yeah, yeah,
when you're
yeah. But there was one episode talking where he was having to get Viagra because he couldn't keep up because each woman would only see him like once every 3 days, and so every time they saw him, they'd be wanting some action. So he was getting action fucking 7 days in a row as a 50-some-year-old man, and they're all
nice.
getting it, like once every couple of days or whatever. So he's trying to keep up with three women. And I'm like, holy shit.
Sign me up.
And work a 40 or 50-hour work week.
Sign me up. Fuck the extra job. Fuck the extra podcasting.
That's right. There you
Did
go.
did he ever get to have like orgies
It,
with all three wives together, or were they always
no,
specifically
it was
separate?
always separate. They were very separate. It was very separate, like his relationship with each one of them. Like they would do things together as a family, but obviously the intimacy part was all very, even though he had multiple wives, it was very proper kind
So,
of.
do you think it was based off somebody that the writer knew, or maybe the writer themselves, or the creator of the show?
Who knows? I kind of just want to become a cult leader. I think that's probably the speaking of cults and everything else. I don't know if you heard, but Ted Kaczynski committed suicide apparently in prison.
No, I saw that he died. I didn't see how it happened.
Yeah, they're saying it was suicide.
Hmm.
He was like 81 years old.
Well, if he was in Canada, he could have just asked and they would have done it for him.
Well, all you do around here if you say is go, I have some dirt on Hillary. Come on. He got Arkancided.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a shame.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. You ever read his manifesto?
I haven't. Have you?
It's interesting.
Do you think it's actually his or someone else fabricated it and put his name on it after
I
he
don't
was arrested?
I don't know. I haven't read all of it. I've just read parts of it just because I was like, I want to see what this wacko's talking about, you know?
Yeah, but when you
So,
say I want to see what this wacko was talking about, chances are pretty good that you're not going to believe what the wacko is saying because you think he's a wacko.
well, I don't think he was a healthy specimen.
Ah, yeah, there it is.
See, yeah, he was an
It's all
intellectual
about the healthy
specimen.
specimen.
It's only about the healthy specimens. That's right. Maybe if Ted had like when the FBI was closing in, if he jumped up and like on a pole and was like doing a strip dance before they came to get him, they were like, "Hold on, guys, we can't arrest this guy. He's a healthy specimen."
Yeah, you're gonna create
I
a
want to get
new
a T-shirt now that just says "healthy specimen" on the front of it.
you're gonna create a new phrase that's gonna get people off in prison and off in court. It's called the healthy specimen clause.
That's what's going to get me off when the woman's like, "I'm pregnant, Charlie," and I'm like, "It's impossible. I had a vasectomy. You ain't going to get no healthy specimens."
Do you have a vasectomy?
No, I don't.
Oh, so
But I
then
would lie and say that I did.
you're strictly an anal guy then.
No,
Oh,
I think I'm
that's the
fire. I actually think that I'm firing blanks, but
well.
I don't know for sure. I've never been tested.
All I know is that I hot tub like 5 days a week, so I'm pretty sure that
Oh,
I've
you're
killed.
boiling them puppies like crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's how I had my second kid. Like it wasn't happening. We tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, and I was like, what the fuck? The first time we literally tried once. Like, oh, let's have a kid. You know, went and checked the doctor like a week later. Guess what? You're pregnant. Like, wow, that's awesome. And then
Right.
the second one, like 6 months later, like this is fucked up. So I just Googled like, well, my life is normal, nothing's different. Ooh, I have a hot tub. So I Google, can hot tub kill sperm? And it's a resounding yes, you fucking idiot. You're boiling them to death.
Yeah.
Obviously, it kills sperm. So yeah, I didn't hot tub for like three
Your
weeks.
sperm are like, we're created. We're holy fuck, it's hot.
But yeah,
Little bitches.
3 weeks later of not using a hot tub, boom, had a kid. So yeah, now I make sure I hot tub 5 days a week just so I stay in that safe zone of no more
Yeah.
babies.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because most girls aren't really happy with the back door as being 100% of the sexual activity for
No.
whatever reason they have. I don't know.
Well, Dylan Mulvaney might be, but he likes girls now. He said apparently.
Oh, so he's a lesbian.
He's Yes, he is a formerly gay man who identifies as a woman that likes women.
So
Okay.
he's a normal
I,
man.
that's really a complicated way to explain you like girls, but if it works for you, healthy specimen.
Yeah. Oh my God, imagine getting healthy specimen and you have Channing Tatum on the front, and then on the back you have another healthy specimen, and it's Dylan Mulvaney holding a Labatt's Blue. That's your T-shirt.
Yes,
You're promoting both sides of the coin.
that's right.
No judgment, other than the
Oh,
judgment of them being healthy specimens.
I think I want to get a T-shirt on the front that says, "Ladies, I'm a healthy specimen," but on the back, "But my swimmers swim in circles because they're retarded."
Oh, you can't use that word, unfortunately.
I know.
It's
I'd
so
have
sad.
to. I know.
My kids get mad when I use it. I'm
I
like,
know. It sucks.
I was
It
like,
sucks.
you can't use that word. I go, no, I can. You don't have to like it. You see how this
Yes,
works?
that's true.
You don't have to like what I say, but I can say whatever I want because of the country I live in.
The word works so much better than saying, "But my swimmers swim in a circle because they have lots of motility issues and don't have half a brain." It takes up a lot more room on a T-shirt, and people have to figure it out.
Speaking of a joke that shouldn't be said, I watched a TikTok the other day, and there was a kid with Down syndrome in a red hoodie, and he's looking down at this piece of paper, and he grabs it, and then he just looks up and smiles, and somebody superimposed words, dubbed vocals over it, and it says, "When you get your test back and you got 22 out of 23." It's
Oh
fucking
shit!
genius.
Oh, oh God!
I wish I could come up with
That's
something that
bad.
clever. It's clever though, right?
That is clever. That's
Ah,
very good.
yeah.
That's very Well, very good at being very bad, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's no worse than Rilf. So
The Rilf was so great.
that
Oh,
was
yeah. When it got sent
yeah
to me, I was like, I need to share this with everybody.
yeah
Once again, the word you aren't allowed to say, but there's MILF, there's DILF, there's GILF, and then there's RILF. I'm not going to show you any pictures,
yeah.
so I'll let you figure out what they all mean.
What if you get I can't think of a word for a little person
Mm.
besides little person. Well, you can't use the other word because you
How about
can't
how about a
use.
how about a how about a DWILF?
Yeah, there you go, dwelf.
That's terrible. Oh, speaking of MILF, did you see that they're gonna working on American Pie 5? Do you like American Pie?
Yes.
I'm
No,
rewatching.
really, they're doing American Pie
Yeah.
5. Wow.
Did you watch Reunion?
I think I did.
Oh, Reunion was so.
Which one was the one? Let's see. There's American Wedding.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then Reunion. They all go back to their high school reunion, and Stifler hates his job, and Jim's the kid he used to babysit as a teenager now, and she's trying to fuck him the whole movie.
I
If
don't
you
know if I saw that one or
it
not.
is it's really good, man. It's really, really good.
Speaking of Jim, boy, his career really went to crap, didn't it?
Well, I don't know. He's in a lot of movies on Prime and Netflix. If you check, he's had a lot of movies come out.
Oh yeah, I've never seen him in anything, but mainly I don't watch a lot of those streaming, or whatever stuff. So,
Yeah. I'm in the middle of Amateur Night right now. He was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and he was awesome.
hmm,
He was in a TV show called, I think, Mad Love. He played a lawyer. Do you know Tyler Labine, the actor? Did you
no,
watch Zach and Mary Make a Porno?
yes,
He's the drunk guy that comes in. He's like, huck it, chuck it, football. Like he walks in and
oh,
doesn't realize they're filming a porn. He just wants a
yeah,
coffee. So that actor, he and Jason Biggs were lawyers.
uh,
And
okay,
yeah, it was fucking great. They meet this beautiful woman, and she's got a friend, and yeah, it only lasted a season, but it was so fucking good.
hmm.
I was so disappointed when it didn't exist anymore.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, you should check him out. There's a lot of good movies he's actually been in.
I have watched a new series. I've only watched the first season of it so far that I like. It's got Alan Tudyk in it. Is that his name? Alan
Yeah,
Tudyk? Yeah. That Resident Alien show where he's an alien that
yeah, I
like
haven't seen that yet.
crashed on Earth. It's
It's
pretty
good.
good. Yeah, it's
Okay.
good. It's funny. All I can tell you is this is, and I mean, I'll just tell you the beginning of the first episode. Basically, he's an alien that crashes to Earth, and then basically he assumes somebody's identity, and then
Uh-oh.
he has to keep it up.
Hmm.
So.
Well, we all know that you can't assume someone's gender, so as long as it's their identity, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But different assume, I guess. Was that a
Well,
homonym? Yeah.
assume I like the most not violent way to take somebody's identity, but it wasn't. Let's just say the he doesn't have any competition for the identity.
So it's his now.
Yeah, it's his now.
All
Yeah.
right.
So
So is he a
anyway,
shapeshifter?
yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. But here's the funny thing is that like 1 out of 100 kids can see him, can
Ooh.
because of like, I don't know, some kind of thing about like the children's age or whatever as far as like vision. So this one kid in the entire, so he's in this little town, I think it's in Canada even, and this basically this one kid can see him is like freaking out, and everybody's like, "What's they think Timmy's gone insane." He's like, "He's an alien," and everybody else is like just seeing this white dude, and he's just going,
Well,
So
I'll have to check it out.
it's a good show. So
Between that and my rubber band Wikipediaing,
eh,
I'll try and fit it in.
dude, how are you keeping the ladies from knocking down your door to
Right?
get after you? Right, a rubber band skills.
Yeah, rubber band skills. It's because I'm a healthy specimen, and I'll leave it at that.
That's right. Well, hope everybody enjoyed a healthy specimen. Go get yourself a healthy specimen.
All right. So other than healthy specimens, triple Dutch rudders or solo double Dutch rudder. Okay, let's recap. What did we learn this week on this episode of the Answers for Everything podcast?
Well, let's see. We learned a little bit about Pablo Escobar, rubber bands, healthy specimens, Charlie Ray's fascination with Magic Mike,
Women's is it their beauty is turned off by a spigot, or what did you say?
hitting the wall, polygamy, Mormons. Heck, we forgot to get into space aliens.
No, all right.
Uh,
Space aliens are at the end, right?
Hey, I will say that look at both of us have got our beards trimmed up, looking sharp.
It curls and then it gets into my nostril and keeps tickling me, so I have to fucking trim it down.
Yeah,
Oh my God, my hair's such a mess. I haven't had a
yeah.
hair appointment in like longest time. I have one set for August. I still got 2 months to go. I'm gonna get it
Oh yeah.
cut and then colored before I head off to Europe. And I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh
My
yeah. I forgot
hairstylist
about that.
always asks me what I want done, and I was like, do whatever you want. So she usually says stuff like, "Oh, let's throw some purple," or "Let's put some blue in there. How about some black and some gold?"
I'll just
I never know what it is, but it's always fucking awesome, and she's great at her job.
next time just tell her to like dyke it up a little bit or something. I don't know.
Can you turn me into a healthy specimen? And she's like,
That's
"Yeah,
right.
you're gonna need to go to
Y-
the gym, buddy." I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Yes, yes. You're gonna have to go to the gym. The gym. Not go see Jim. Go to the gym. Speaking of which, I went to the gym today,
Yeah.
and that was an exercise in frustration. So I decided to go to my regular gym. I'm going to do my workout, do my sauna, do my hot tub, do my normal routine. And they decided that they're going to remodel the men's locker room. So the entire, as they call it, wet area, that sounds disgusting. The entire wet area of the male locker room is closed down at this time. So the hot tub, the steam room, the sauna, the showers, none of that's accessible because they're ripping it out to redo it.
Do you think they're redoing it so that the men and the women share the wet area? They share the showers. That way
No.
they don't put up a line, right? It's like, oh, we're all the same at this gym. You have a wiener, you have a taco, but in the same room, you're all the same.
Well, since it's called Genesis Healthcare and it's kind of religiously based, I'm
Hmm.
gonna guess no.
Well, what I mean,
Probably
Genesis, that's like the Garden of Eden. That's when it
exactly.
was. That's when they did like hang out together because they
They
didn't know
had
what things were.
like oh, exactly. Things were hanging out, and Eve said, "What are those things hanging there, Adam?" And Adam says, "I don't know. Well, let me show you."
I don't remember that story in the Bible.
That's the book of Charlie Ray. Oh my God. I need to write my own book of the Bible,
Oh, I
Charlie
don't know, man.
Ray,
Have you read
the
the Bible?
parts of it.
It's so difficult.
I'll have to write it in ancient Sumerian or something,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
it's weird to be reading something that's like, you know, Jim, the son of John, who was the cousin of Larry, who was the daughter of so and so, who was the son of so and so, who's the son. You're like, real? I don't. Why? And what are the odds? Like the books of the New Testament, the Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. How the fuck did Jesus find those four named people in the middle of the Middle East? How many Marks and Lukes do you think were running around the Middle East back then? John?
Um, well, at least one since they were talking to Jesus.
But it doesn't, you don't question it. You don't think like, huh, maybe this is all made up by some white dude who knew a John and a Luke and a Mark and a Matthew. Let's make this relatable to white people.
You think the guy's there at his desk and he's like, I need a name for this chapter. Bob.
Yeah.
Bob. It's the book of Bob. Thank
No,
God Bob wasn't available.
it does sound kind of ridiculous though to think that Jesus was hanging out with a bunch of, white dudes from Texas, right?
Yeah. But then there was Judas, you know. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
name, you know. Yeah, that makes total sense. The
Hmm.
uh the entire, cast of Luke, Matthew, Jonathan, you know.
That makes almost as
Yeah.
much sense as your great grandfather being a bodyguard for somebody who found two seeing plates in the dirt to create his own religion. That's it's all so
Yeah,
fucked up, isn't it?
it is. But it's funny how, well, we're not gonna get into religion on this show, so we'll just
Are
leave
you
that
are
as
you
it
sure?
is.
I mean, it's a perfect trajectory
Well,
from
we could
aliens.
go into it, but it's kind of funny how it's interesting in for example the Muslim religion that a Muslim woman can't marry a Christian man, but at least shouldn't. I believe. Don't if I'm wrong. Nobody please stone me.
Or let us know so we can correct it in another episode.
I'm not a healthy enough specimen to be stoned.
That's
Well,
correct. You'll die with the
not
first
not
hit.
not by the biblical sense of it, but Muslims do consider like Jewish people and Christian people to be also basically children of the book, because the three Bibles, the Bible, the Torah, and the Quran, have a lot of things, and there's a lot of commonalities. And Muslims do recognize Jesus as a prophet. They just don't recognize him as the Son of God. He's still considered a prophet. It's just that Allah is considered the final prophet, the last prophet, because they don't consider him to be the Son of God, right? He's a prophet. It's interesting.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever studied this stuff.
No, not at all. I have a friend
Yeah.
who's a priest. I'm sure you guys could sit there and chat for many,
Oh,
many hours.
I'd rather talk about healthy specimens and prospects.
Oh, it's okay.
But so would he. I mean, probably. So,
Oh no, no,
I
yeah,
mean,
we definitely talk about those things. We talk about all the things we're not supposed to talk about as a priest.
yeah. What was that? What was that? There was some movie. I can't remember. What was it called? Not Heavenly something. Something about. It was like kids like in a religious school, whatever. And there's this one guy that was in the group that they'd always catch him masturbating somewhere in the school. Like he'd be masturbating all the time. Is it Heaven Help Us? I think was the movie or something like that. You
I
ever
have
see
no,
that?
no, I
Oh
haven't.
my God. So basically it's got a bunch of like some of the famous actors, later on in the 80s. And it was like a coming of age type movie that was set like in a, I don't think it was a seminary. I don't think they were studying to become priests, but they were in like a religious school, right? Like they
Okay.
were going to school that was religious based. And this one kid was just a chronic masturbator. He'd get caught all the times by the nuns or whatever. I mean, spanking it in the closet, in the bathroom. I mean, the dude just couldn't quit touching himself. But I forgot what his name was, but it was friggin' hilarious.
His
I
name was
mean,
Mr. Clay.
his name, Mr. Clay spanks it.
I just don't get caught. Remember, I locked the door. We already talked about
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
It seriously
exactly.
just came full circle.
Yeah, that's right. We
That
did. I
does.
somehow I somehow wrapped that up in a bow and delivered a healthy specimen.
That's how I feel sometimes when I take a dump. I look down, I was like, now that is a healthy specimen.
I've indeed felt that way. Sometimes I felt like that's definitely an unhealthy specimen.
It's so weird. I got a friend who always sends me pictures of his shit. It'll be like 8 in the morning. I get a text. I look at my phone. It's like just a pile of shit or a big log in a toilet bowl. And I don't know what this fucking guy eats, but each one is like the size of my wrist to my elbow,
Oh,
just sitting in the
Jesus.
bowl. And then when I send him a picture, he's like, "Bro, you need to eat more meat." I was like, "Okay, I guess so." Like,
I don't know. I've had some that have like literally like snaked up all the way out of the toilet, like almost up to the top. But I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Break
oh,
it off somewhere in the middle.
there you go. We just came full circle with religion back to Jesus Christ. This is amazing. This is such a good
Yeah.
episode.
This is a totally just talk it off the cuff episode.
Yeah, which it's a awesome time to wrap it up because at
Yes.
this point it's probably at like 90 minutes and I don't think many people are going to be
No, and it's 11:30. I will wrap it up with saying this. If you ever have an evening of food, do not eat shrimp fried rice, chocolate delight ice cream later, and follow it with sweet tea, because the combination is not going to work out in your favor.
and I don't have any words of wisdom except for if you are closeted homosexual and the only way you can really feel is to watch a Magic Mike movie, don't feel ashamed, man. Just do it. Just
I'm
just
pretty
watch
sure.
it.
Yeah, I think they should. I'm sure Trudeau probably has weekly screenings.
Oh, I would doubt it. I'm pretty sure he's a producer on the three movies.
He's an understudy. Emphasis on the under.
No, he went in thinking he'd be a fluffer, and they're like, "Sorry, sir, this isn't an adult film. This is just a regular movie studio film." He's like, "I'll still be the fluffer. I'll still
Okay.
do it. I can do
Okay.
it. I'm good
Yeah.
at this." And they're like, "You're not really good at anything, but we'll take your word for it. We'll let you do it this
Yeah.
time."
We'll get back to you on that. Oh, by the way, do you have 500 million?
Uh,
Ah, well, it's been a good episode. We have indeed crossed the Rubicon of comedy with the subjects tonight,
it's
both
true.
sacrilegious, every gender. Well, that's not physically possible, probably at this point in time.
No, no, I don't have enough fingers to add the amount of genders up, but I will say peace out to all the know-it-alls. I'll say peace out to all the prospects. Peace out to all the future prospects, and
Peace out to the healthy specimens.
peace out. I was gonna say it, but you took the words right out of my mouth. Peace out to all the
Thankfully
healthy
that
specimens.
That's right, and that's all that I'm taking out.
No, no, leave the other thing in there. Daddy likes
Well, you can talk around it, so it must not be that much of a problem.
No, I just got a big mouth.
It's
That's
like a
all.
swizzle. It's like a swizzle stick.
When's the last time you heard that word? I
A
haven't heard
swizzle
that word
stick.
in like fucking 20 years.
I haven't. It's probably been at least 10 or 15 since I've heard the word swizzle stick. Now I've said it 3 times in the last 30 seconds.
To make up for the 15 years.
Does and for those of you, you want to tell everybody what a swizzle stick is?
Yeah, it's the little like nowadays you find the little black stir stick for your coffees to mix the cream into the coffee.
Yeah,
And McDonald's used to have little tiny spoons with the McDonald's logo on top. Do you remember those?
I do remember those.
Yeah, but do you know why McDonald's got rid of them? You're gonna like this one.
No, why?
McDonald's got rid of them because people are taking them and they were found in bathrooms because people were using it to snort cocaine. There'd be one little scoop in the little tiny thing. So that's why McDonald's got rid of their swizzle stick spoons. They became,
Oh,
once again, man, full circle. Pablo Escobar cocaine, McDonald's swizzle stick cocaine.
well, that probably you know what? It's probably a combination of both of those things that did in the whole Hamburglar gang. Because fuck, those guys are like appearing on milk cartons. Like, Has anybody seen the Hamburglar? But Grimace is getting a birthday.
That's true. Grimace's birthday, June 12th, everybody. Go to McDonald's and go get the Grimace birthday meal.
Here's the funniest part about that. All the young kids are gonna be going, "Mommy, mommy, who the fuck is
Yeah,
Grimace?"
right? Because you haven't seen him. It's fucked up.
And then mom looks at her and goes, "Robble, robble,
That's where the
robble,
hamburger's
robble."
been hiding.
The Hamburglar, yes, robble, robble.
Fuck, we're old.
I know. People have like no idea if they're like, I don't know, under 30, who any of these people are. We got, Mayor McCheese. Don't forget Mayor McCheese. And let's see who else we had. We had Ron. Well, like, I mean,
Yeah,
come on now.
Birdie and the Fry Guys.
McDonald's even like took Ronald out back and like dumped him in the ditch, man. I mean,
Oh, fuck. Do you remember the Ronalds that would be in like the benches at Walmart that had a McDonald's in? They had like a huge Ronald with his arm out, and you could sit
Yeah,
in the bench.
yeah.
You remember that, right?
I take pictures with one every time I go up north to Iowa.
Okay,
Remember when we stopped there?
I I don't know if they had it on the ones in the States, but in Canada, his crotch area was sort of like just flat, like you could put your drink on it, but there would be a hole in it. Like, and it was a hot dog sized hole. So one time I brought a fucking hot dog and I put it in there, and from the right angle from the side, it looked like he had a fucking erection. Like his dick was just hanging there. It was fucking amazing. Yeah, I don't know why I felt the need to tell that story. That yeah, that's I've been this mature my entire life, and you just got to deal with it.
You were definitely drawing penises on your notebooks, weren't you?
Move along. Nothing to see here.
Hey, Clay, want to come across the street and play?
All right, I'm gonna let y'all
Okay.
go. I think people are tired of listening to
Yes. Peace out, everybody. We'll be back in another episode.
Peace out.
All right. Well, hold on. What was it that guy across the street always said?
Want to play with my wiener?
I'm just laughing thinking about you fucking turn around all of a sudden. It's like,
You want to come over and play naked Nintendo? And
I'm just laughing thinking about you guys fucking selling what was it, hamburgers and hot dogs and
Moo-
fucking make
Muhaha burgers and wiener dogs. Yeah, dude, it's such a strange life that
that
a
needs to
blessed
be
life.
that needs to be in a movie. That somehow needs to be written into a movie. I mean, come on, you could totally see this in some fucking fucked up movie.
Yeah, I mean, not anymore. There's so many rules
No,
making
no, they'd
movies
be
now,
all, yeah.
right? You'd have to independently make it, and then nobody would be willing to produce it.
Well, he'd have to be probably indigenous and gay and besides special, and you'd have to be like queer-oriented, healthy specimen, and we have to get some kind of Indian, maybe Trudeau in blackface. I don't know, I
So
mean, and then we might be able to make it.
it's fucked up because like the line that the kid said was want to play with my wiener, and then there was a kid that moved to our town, and we told him the story of who this guy was and stuff, and he would get the quote wrong, so he would try his best to do that voice, and
Uh,
he wouldn't say want to play with my wiener, he would say you want to flick my wiener, and that just made it even funnier to me. That Can you imagine just he wanted me to turn around and flick his wiener? That can't feel good.
yeah, you froze up on me, man.
Oh,
That was weird. That was
okay.
weird. I didn't hear any of that. All you froze up, and all I hear was he'd say, and you said
Okay.
that was even funnier, and then
Okay.
it went
Uh,
blank.
so yeah, we taught him the phrase like you want to
Yeah.
play with my wiener, and he turned it into do you want to flick my wiener? And it was fucking hilarious because now I was imagining myself in that room, and and the handicapable guy says you want to flick my wiener. It's like that can't feel good, bro, but I'll do it and just flick it with your fingernail. And like it's not gonna feel good. You know it's not gonna feel good, but it was just funnier. You want to flick my wiener?
I don't know. All I could think of, I thought about this a couple of days ago. I'll let you go after that. But I thought about the whole concept that for you to be a masculine man, you got to have balls, right? Like, they say if you're a masculine man, man, he's got balls,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yet the balls are like the weakest thing on the body.
that's
He's
true.
got balls. Flick. Ah!
So do you think it's because the balls produce your manly juices? That's why?
It probably is. That's
Not
probably
just because you
why.
have the balls, but because of what their purpose is.
I don't know. Do you think at some point in time having a huge ball sack even was even more important than the penis? Like, oh my God, look at the balls on that
Oh
specimen.
shit.
They're
Yeah,
fucking huge.
I think that's the thing. Honestly, in history, I think
Yeah.
that's why like the statues that have been made back from like the Roman times, they have a really small wiener but huge balls. I think the huge balls was a sign of like manliness.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be historically in our future. I think already in our past, they've already
Yeah.
decided that huge balls were manly and a small limp wiener was manly.
That explains why we have our politicians.
Once again, full circle.
Full circle. That's right. All right, know-it-alls. We'll have to come back to this subject and talk about more about the history of balls and we should have an episode on the history of sayings, like we'll touch base or
Yeah,
he's got balls or
I'm in.
something like that. Yeah, we need to do an episode about some just a few historical sayings and then kind of like the history of them. And I still got to read. What was the name of that guy you told me to read about that
Martin Frobisher.
Martin Frobisher? Yes, Martin Frobisher. I got to write that down. I want to look him up.
Just Google first Canadian Thanksgiving. That's easier to
Oh,
remember than Martin
okay.
Frobisher.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how am I gonna remember that name?
Oh, dude, yeah. Then just click the links and go down the rabbit hole of how Captain Jack this guy was. Like legit fucking Captain Jack.
We need to
It's
write that
fucking
movie and see
crazy.
if Johnny Depp will star in it.
No, he's gonna star in the other movie with the "Mwah, want to play with my sorry, want to flick my wiener."
Somehow back in the day, I think Adam Sandler could have done that really well. Like it would have
Yeah.
been like a water boy. Like, wow,
Mwah.
that's some high quality wiener.
Uh,
Mama say don't play with your wiener at the stadium, but Mama, I'm selling the wiener.
well, we
She
were
said
selling
don't
the
be
wiener.
selling the wiener. She said just sell the burger patties.
Mhm.
And I said, but Mama, I like selling the wiener. Everybody wants my wiener. Oh my God, that would have been hilarious. So, all right. We really are going to end this episode. So, peace out to Mr. Clay. Charlie Ray is out.
Peace.